everybody, how are you doing? This is Madhvi here from taroticallyspeaking.com, and today I'm going to be doing a very hopefully quick video review of this really beautiful deck that I received. It's called the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle, and well, it's not a tarot deck, but it's an oracle deck, and I found it quite interesting. The creator of the deck is Jane Struthers, and the publisher is watkinspublishing.com. Right now, the blurb at the back, I don't know if you can read it. This deck, actually, this is an oracle deck. It's not a tarot deck. So there are 40 cards in this deck, and each card pretty much, if you can, sorry for the shaking, each card has an image of a tree, and there's a lot of stuff that's been inspired by that tree, and therefore giving you a lot of messages and stuff. This is a very interesting deck, actually, for those of you who are really into into the whole getting in tune with nature and interacting with nature, and those of you who are really into trees and forests and all of that, and who really like that imagery. This deck is perfect. So let's quickly begin. Again, it's a very nice sturdy box, and you just you have this little thingy here at the bottom. Just pull it and out comes the case. So it's really sturdy, it's really nice, strong box. So you can literally just store your deck in this box. And of course, there's a book which talks at length those are my highlights, which talks about various things. Let's just quickly review the book before we look into the cards. Hopefully you can see, right? The contents are arranged very simply. Basically, it's all about the trees, right? And the deck actually is divided into 4 sections, so to speak, which correspond to the various parts of the tree. Roots, which talk about the being, really like the root of the tree. The trunk, which deals with the healing aspect of life, which is also like the body of the tree. Then you have the leaf, which talks about wisdom, right? But leaf is also where the tree actually gets nourishment from. In real life, it's the leaves which take in the sunlight and process it into something useful for the tree. And then, of course, we have the final suit, which is flower, fruit, and seed, which talks about power. This actually is the result of all of this, right? In that way, you can say it's divided into 4 suits, kind of like the tarot. Just there's no major arcana here, but that's okay. This book, actually, if we get into it, does offer a very interesting introduction. To those of you who would like to get into it, you can totally read it. How to tune into the trees, how to get to know them, how to understand and sense the different energies and characters of each tree, right? And if you really want to interact with the tree in nature, if there's a tree in your backyard, if there's a little tree where you go for a walk, and if you're really drawn to a tree, what's that all about? What's that tree all about? If you really wanted to maybe get into the symbolism of trees, this is a good deck to sort of start. This book also talks about the devas. I know this is a very English pronunciation of the word. It's actually dev, and nature spirits. So each tree, like the book says, is associated with or has its own dev, and it's like the entity which presides over this species. And individually, each tree also has a nature spirit associated with it. So each species of tree has its own dev, and each tree in that species has its own nature spirit. And so what they say in this book is that back in the day, people used to respect that, and people used to commune with the trees, with these devs, with these spirits, and really interact with the energy of the tree. And so you can do that too. And a little bit more information has been given about that here. And then, of course, we dive right into how to use this deck. And they have really, outlined what each suit is all about and how you can use these cards. Just like the tarot, there is a upside down meaning and a upright meaning. So we do have reversals in this deck. Again, this is something, I suppose, individual to individual. You could use reversals, you could not. It's up to you. I like to use reversals in my tarot readings, so maybe I will with this oracle deck as well. And there's a very interesting part here which I would like to read out. This is an echo of the tarot in which the meaning of the card is altered if it appears upside down in a spread. It also refers to the ancient practice in many of the world's cultures whereby the world tree was depicted with its roots and canopy as being almost interchangeable. This reflected the importance of the tree as a conduit between the different planes of existence, the inner and the outer, the spiritual and the material. So I like this interpretation really interestingly, really, about the world tree, because I have seen these kind of drawings or images. If you Google search, you find these images in various places, and it's very, very interesting. And I've always felt that, but seeing it written down like that, it's like, okay. So within this oracle, maybe using the connection with the tree, the meanings of the symbolisms or the myths of the tree, all of that, and including the dev and the nature spirits associated with the tree, you could actually maybe use these in meditations where you're trying to commune with a certain kind of energy. Man, if there is a tree like that even present around you, you could maybe sit down with under that tree and do this meditation, something like that. This deck can actually open up a lot of that for you. In fact, within this book, I know it looks like a very tiny book. How many pages? 80 pages, right? But it's got a lot. It's packed with information. So that's something, how you can work with the deck. And then, of course, there's all these spreads and the readings you can do, and there's sample readings as well. So that's always interesting. And then we get into the meanings. Okay, this is also very nice. Again, like I said, this book is packed. So even within this little tiny sized book, you have a lot of information. First, we see the picture of the card. We see the name of the card. We see the main keyword about that card. Then what is the message of the dev associated with this card? A little bit about the history and the myth. Something just, where just some really scientific or geographic information about that particular tree. A little bit about the history and myth associated. And then, of course, we have the upright and reverse meaning. So it's a lot of information packed in just one page here. And we see that for all the 40 cards of this deck. And it's it's obviously grouped by their suit. So we have roots and all the cards, color coded blue. If you hang on, if you look in the deck, the same color coding is followed throughout as well. So that's something that can give you a lot of connection. So the suit of roots has this blue border. The cards also have this blue border. And then you have this suit of trunk. And they have sort of a brownish border, kind of like the trunk of the tree. So you have that border there, right? Then Next is leaf. Guess what? It's got a green border, right? It's fairly intuitive like that. And then finally you have this suit of fruit, flower, and seed, or flower, fruit, and seed. And that one's got a nice dark red border. Gosh, look at that pomegranate. Ah. Anyhow. So yeah, and you have all these cards, meanings. Apple. Ooh, apple. Meaning of apple is generosity. Who knew? Okay, so let's do a quick show and tell. I know I kind of mixed these cards up when I was playing with them, so hope you won't mind if it's not in order, but I'm just gonna, not in order as in the order given in the book. But here's the thing, I don't think the cards are numbered in any way, so it doesn't matter, right? Okay, so let's have a look. Let me see if I can. Okay, so magnified it a little bit. Right, gosh, I hope you can see it properly. This is the sugi and the baobab. Oh yeah, one more thing, the back of the card, right? Obviously you can see the color of the leaves here is different, so you can figure out if it's upright or reversed. Bristlecone pine, Montezuma cypress. Kind of design here. Banyan tree. Oh, we used to have these a lot growing up. Not anymore, but growing up back in India, there's a lot of these. People. A lot of these as well. But of course, then they cut the trees down to make the roads and stuff, and willow. The cedar tree, yeah, of Lebanon. Monterey pine. Acacia. I hope I'm pronouncing all this right. See the birds. Can you see this? I hope this whole thing comes out right on the video. This is so colorful. Birds. Wow. Okay, so this was like the suit of roots. Then the trunk, right? Brown. Okay, so linden. Oh, I like the rainbow. Oak. Is that thunder? Lightning behind? Huh? Then silver birch. Yew. Is that how we pronounce it? Yew? Hornbeam. Wow. This deck is really making me curious. I'm not one of those, let's go hiking in the outdoors kind of a person, but I do like trees. It's not like I don't like them. It's just that I don't want to go climbing or walking for miles. I like it when they're in the neighborhood. So maybe I should just live next to a forest or something, huh? Camphor. Ah, now this is something I didn't know there was a camphor tree actually, because in many of our prayer rituals we do burn camphor. I didn't know there was a tree where it came from. Yeah, there usually is. What do I know? Indian bean. Oh, is this a bean? The bean? Oh, we make sabzi of it. Okay. Then what? Scots pine. How nice. So is that a bird? I like how sometimes there's these very cute birds there in the picture. Huh? Okay. Ash. Ooh. Alright. So, trunk. Then what? Leaf. leaf. This is the root of leaf. Sorry, the suit of leaf. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Juniper. I like these stars and the berries. Oh, nice. Then ginkgo. Ah, ginkgo. Obviously, yes, there is a tree, right? This is supposed to be really good, you know, for mental concentration or something. Horse chestnut. Holly. Ooh, we see this a lot, right? Christmas decorations. Holly. Hazel. Sugar maple. Ooh, do we make maple syrup out of this? Most possibly. Eastern cottonwood. White mulberry. That's a yin yang symbol there. It's on a flag of some sort. Ah. Eucalyptus. Oh yes, I remember this tree. Back when I was growing up and I was very little, where we used to stay, this was in India, in Pune. We used to actually go there in the morning for a walk, and there was this literally a forest of eucalyptus trees. Of course, it's not there anymore. They cut it down to build a road and apartment buildings and what have you. But oh my God, just walking through that forest early in the morning with that heavy scent of eucalyptus in the air was wow. I remember. Oh wow. We used to collect these. These are actually pretty tiny. We used to collect these just for fun. We used to just pick them up. The cones that fall from that tree. Elm. What are these animals? Cows? Look like cows, right? Elm. How nice. Oh, I remember some things from my childhood. How interesting. So, finally, the fruit, flower, and seed. The suit of fruit, flower, and seed. And this is the pomegranate. God, I love the pomegranate. I don't know why. I mean, this whole thing reminds me of this. There's a whole story of Persephone, right? God, I love her. She's amazing. I think she's one of the best goddesses ever. Like, olive. Wait a second. What's inside there? Is this a little owl who's made a little house in there, or is this like offerings that were made in the hollow of the olive tree? Uh-huh. Apple. Black elder. Do we make tea with this? Simply. Cherry. Oh, in the time of spring, you can see these flowers everywhere. Everywhere. Beautiful. European beech. Sweet orange. Yes. Hawthorn. Oh, they've made a pentacle out of it. How interesting. I'm sure the book will shed more light about this, specifically why they're showing certain things in the drawing. Date palm. Wait a minute, there's a bird on top of that, isn't there? Oh, look how colorful. There must be something in the book. I'm hoping the book talks about it. Giant redwood. Wow. Okay. So these are your 40 cards from this very, very beautiful Wisdom of the Trees Oracle. So I'm just shuffling the cards, okay? Because I figured I might just do a very quick reading with this deck. It's Not actually the spreads that are there in the book, but I just figured I just, as I was showing you the cards, I said, oh, this is one thing I want to do with these cards, right? So first off, I want to know what message this deck has for all of us who are, all of you who are watching the video, for me who's making the video, for all of us, the whole lot of us. What is the message that this deck has for us all, and also what we are going to learn by using this deck. So I'm going to pull 2 cards for this, one for each part of that question. Okay. So what is the message for all of us? And what is the lesson for all of us? Okay. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be doing this really amateurishly because I haven't really had time to go through the book. But hey, it's okay. We can all learn together, right? So what is the message for all of us? And we have bristlecone pine. Let me open this book up. See now, blue, so it's root. The suit of root, bristlecone pine, right? There you go. Here we go. I hope I can. My needles can stay green for over 40 years before dying, so I can help you to learn the art of persistence. My ability to survive for thousands of years means I have witnessed many turbulent events, but I continue to grow despite them all. Wow. So there's a whole thing about longevity, and there's a whole thing about persistence and resilience and witnessing, right? So the message for us all is that we have survived. We, all of us, have gone through so many different ups and downs of our life, and we have persisted, we have survived, we have witnessed, we have participated in so many things in our life, and we're still around, we're there, we are survivors. We will always get past whatever it is, we'll get through it, right? We will always, and we will see, like as it says here, but hey. Where is it? But I continue to grow despite them all. So it is through these experiences that we will grow. This is the message for us all. This deck is giving us this message for all of us. And what is the lesson that we are to learn? Elm. Again, look at the color. This is the suit of leaf. So the lesson is, oops, sorry. M. Communication. See, there's the keyword. And what is the message? I have lived besides humans for thousands of years, and I am your friend. My wood is pliable and my leaves feed livestock. I can teach you to connect wholeheartedly with those in your life so your relationships become stronger and more satisfying. So this deck, the lesson that this deck will teach us all is how we can be of help, be useful to the people around us, and how we can connect really wholeheartedly, right, with the people in your life, so that the relationships become stronger and satisfying. So playing around with this deck, or really reaching out to this deck when you want some guidance or some advice, right? This deck will be sort of there for you as a witness to all the events in your life, helping you become stronger and helping you grow despite and through all of it, ups and downs and everything. And then it will teach you how to connect with the people in your life, how to make your relationships stronger, how to really, really be the one that that really helps everybody in your life. Wow, this is really such a beautiful and such a powerful message, and such a powerful I'm getting goose pimples, right? This deck really just, spur of the moment. This is the reading that we got. So I hope that this deck is just as useful and fun for you guys as it is going to be for me. I believe this deck will be out in August. This just few weeks really, and I hope you guys buy it and you guys enjoy it, and you can use it together with your tarot cards. When you kind of to wrap up the reading and just pull a few cards for guidance, that sort of a thing. Whether you're doing a reading for yourself or for your clients, this kind of a thing can be really nice, sort of to wrap things up in a reading as well. I do that with some of my other decks. You can do that with this deck as well. Okay, and you can use this for meditation, for journaling, and if you've got like trees around you, then you can use the information in this book to really get to know. And oh yeah, I forgot. See, this is what happens. At the back of the book, really, there's a lot of resources. There's some information about the various nature sanctuaries across the world. So if you're really into hiking and getting into the wilderness and so on and so forth, not me, but if you're the kind, then totally go. There's all these addresses and information right here. And if you want to read a little bit more, or you want to see what books the author referred to, here's a big list. Wow, this is really thorough. I must say, very, very thorough. There's useful websites, wow, and index and acknowledgement. So even packed within these 80 short pages, really, there's a whole lot of information about each card, right? What information, what knowledge, and you can really then go and research, really, and interpretations, everything. So wow, this deck is pure gold. Go for it. Okay, if you like this video, click the like button, share, and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.